we got a release name agent logs. This is the upcoming release we have having. So we choose that one to produce our all the concept of manually what we did it manually. We can use ChatGPT to identify the most possible use cases from ChatGPT. That's why we used real release for this page, this presentation. So main thing is ChatGPT. We have to give correct input. From that only, ChatGPT identify the main what we can ask any question from ChatGPT, but the thing is we have to input correctly those details correctly, so that only we can confidently get some real output based on that input. So I prepared a story after getting from BA small story, and I prepared a main story for that to input to the ChatGPT and get the output from based on my requirements. So here the story. Yeah, I got from BA, and I adjust those details from my end also. And for one page, I created a story. I mean, what is the release? What are the features they have and main requirements? These are the main requirements. These are main requirements need to follow up while testing. These are the major requirements. Those details only I have mentioned. And what I input is, can you generate a test plan for this release? Just because on the STLC phase also we have to do a test plan. So some releases we have, agent releases we have, we sometimes we missing those test plans, those details. So by using this, we can reduce our time to do manually. We creating a test plan and all. There are more times going right. So we can use this ChatGPT to creating test plan. It will reduce our time. So according to that, give me a minute. This is the story, and after that, what I ask is, this is the story. Then I asked test plan preparation. So it generated all the test plans.
Rashid, what is this story about? So what's the scenario?
Scenarios from our middleware. There are lots of agents, right? We particularly selected normal users. There are several roles: admin, super admin, and normal users. The requirement is admin and super admin have to view they are under subordinates. I mean, normal agent users looks. I mean, their activities in 8x8 side. We can say, for example, they can having a lunch, that is also activity. So that is a break time, and they while again they come to seat and they working. We can say that the status is available. So when agent get an email or a call and he working on that, we can choose the status call wrap up, something like that. There are several statuses available, 16 statuses available in 8x8 site. So that is the main requirement. So admin and super admin need to look up their subordinates looks activities based on day wise. We we deliver the feature like the date picker also, so they can pick a date and they can get an idea what are this agent did like that. This agent have uh, the how much status for a particular day he spent on this one status, something like that. Vijay.
So the particular subordinates activity and the durations. Simply.
Yeah, duration.
Okay. So what's the response from ChatGPT? So
This is the test plan preparation. So I create a test
No,
plan.
test cases also you create, right? Or only the test plan you create?
No, test cases also created. After
Okay,
test plan,
okay, okay,
cases
okay,
also
good.
created. Here the test plan. This is the ChatGPT created one. Here I put a screenshot, but you can see me all the criteria in test plan in what are ChatGPT delivered one. So the overview, scope. Also, I did main scenarios. What I need a requirement according to requirement. I here declare. So based on that, ChatGPT give me uh, under main headers. What are the thing we have to add? Overview, scope, test environments, exclusions, test strategy, defect reporting, rules, responsibility, test schedule, deliverable, pricing, entry exit criteria, tools, risk and mitigation, functional and non-functional testing also. After that, I asked the
So
ChatGPT to create.
how is accurate, Ashir,
Mm,
this test plan?
I
Did you check that
read,
one?
yeah, I read that most of the areas are correct because according to my input only they give me the output. So that I read that there's no issue with that. According to requirement, they deliver me the correct test plan. There are some we can add some things, but most of the cases are here correct. No any issues with that.
So Ajita, we can use this as a alternative. So we don't need to create manually test plan, right? So we can use this one, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. Okay, good, Ashish.
After that, what I asked is, can you create some test cases for this requirement? And they deliver me 12 test cases. And what is nowadays is enough for me. So I asked, can you give more test cases? And then ChatGPT delivered me another 20 or something. So all these are correct. All those are correct. Main advantage is I am also wrote some manual test cases. So apart to that, also I identify some test cases, some main scenarios what we need to test. So it is the main advantage. Without our with out of the book thinking, uh, there are some test cases available. So that GPT can identify those and can deliver to us to test those things, test, test cases.
So how much percentage covered test cases ChatGPT site?
Can't say with 100. As a percentage, I think 80 percentage. Most of the test cases are covered. Digit. So other 20 something we have to input all the things now according to that only test case will generate. So here what I as a requirement what I input according to that only test case will generated. So apart to that from my side also do need to write some test case also. Test case. Other one is the test case with test steps. Here I'm not going to. I'm not asked all the test steps to write because test steps are based on my application, and I think it's need to write from my side. If not, we have to do some more more inputs like if to for a story I declared one page no, so we have to input 2-3 page is like as a beginner level point I have to input the based on that only output will generate steps will come. So I not asked all the test steps, and so according to that ChatGPT delivered me some test steps for some test cases he chose ChatGPT chose. So I can use those, but I have to manually change those test steps. But this in case correct, this steps were I have to change. So according to that functional test case with test steps, I got eight test cases for that. And unfunctional aspect, I can use this
So
for
after
performance.
issuing the steps, Ashir, it's not the steps are it's incorrect too.
like navigating to is, I mean, the small change we have to do is like navigate to wallboard. It is correct, but small change we have to do some, because some elements are they don't know from we need to stop those things. But the main criteria they will cover. According to that, I have to change the where the element I have to click. After that, only here will generate. I need to change some things from here. Otherwise, it's okay. Other one is test data preparation. For this release, I don't need test data preparation actually, but previous week, as Jason said, we can use ChatGPT to generate a Python script to create a test data. To if in this release, I have test data more than 2,000 test data for one day. It's generated automatically because every day agents will working and there are minimum 105,000, 2,000 records will capture from DB. So there's no issue. But if anything issue with that, I can use previously Jason said same as Python script and CSV file format we can generate. Based on that, for the column wise only, we have to input in ChatGPT what are the columns we need to actually need. So according to that CSV file we generated, we can input those details to our database or Firebase. Because in this release, we for a 1 day period we use Firebase as a database. After that, only after 1 day finished, that current date finished, we run a cron and we got those records into our SQL DB. So we can input to Firebase or SQL DB by using ChatGPT scripts. That's the thing. We can use test data preparation also if we need. Here, this is the table format I declared ChatGPT. The same column names are available in database also. So, Firebase database also. If we need, we have to some research and manually add those. Not manually, by scripting. We need to add those records into these DBs. Actually, I generated the one, but it's not worked. That's why I'm not showing that. From developer side, I need to get some support for that. Need to use to add those details into database. That's why. Other one is test metrics preparation. After every finalized release, we have to evaluate a test metrics to our seniors or project manager. So if we can use the ChatGPT to do that by reducing our time. Here you can see a sample test metrics. Test metric report the name and scope, introduction and test cases, pass, fail, pass rate, defects, defect density, and all details will give from ChatGPT. We can use this template, but we have to change those values. And that's how the test metrics also support to. This is the test metrics. Yeah. Also, we can use test metric like this pass fail criteria. Test metrics. This one. This one. According to scenario, what are the test cases available, estimation, effort, and hours, priority, and all the things can generate from according to table format and what we need. So it will more help to do a test metrics also. Another one is special bug reporting. Every release we have bugs, right? So what's supposed to do is like there are more bugs as previous days from my end also. What I did is to speak with developer to tell some test steps and all, because it gets more time. If we have a brief description about the things from beginning and this is for small bugs also, we can declare good description, and so if we no need to talk to again and again the developer. So it will be more easiest to use ChatGPT format to declare a bug in Jira ticket. So that's why I use this template.
How do you give your input, Hashir, when you create a bug report? So
Here the question I used, what is the best way to add this bug to ticket? Bug is bug title. What I did is a title only I added because previous in ChatGPT in the main advantage in this chat, previous what I mentioned also he remember, ChatGPT can remember. According to that, he delivered me a template like this. Here, bug title is for previous days. Log count can't depend on scrolling the page. Should show all the count available for particular day without scrolling the page. So for that, he delivered me a good template. Here, there's nothing I have to change. I check this. So I think this will more useful to do some bug. Adding the Jira ticket, so it will be more useful. I think you can also try. That's the thing. I have only one bug only. I for now I mentioned here. The only test automation we can use for scripting also. We can use ChatGPT. Here I declare one test case. He actually delivered me a good test script for that. Here what I did is I did I need a test case. There is a test case like there are number for an agent for a day we can say 100 120 record looks rows will be available. So in this test case what they doing is ChatGPT ChatGPT give me to like all the rows one by one like this they're from Firebase getting those agent logs. Okay, so it will getting for Firebase, but from coding side, from developer side, they use descending order. So every new record only appeared on first record. So that is the test case from my side. What I need, it will be happen correctly. So according to that, ChatGPT gave me a good example. I can use this, but currently we not started yet test automation. That's why I didn't use this, but we can do by using ChatGPT. That's what I need to mention. Test automation also possible for every releases for main scenarios, end-to-end scenarios as well. The only time estimation for a release. Here you can see I give the input like I am going to start testing on this date. Can you give me a time estimation to complete this release? As an AI model, I do not have access to information about that. Like that, ChatGPT what said is he can't deliver a good sample because I didn't give a correct input. Only date only I mentioned here. That's why time estimate not delivered. After that, I asked correctly. By this for this release, there are two QA, two dev. I start in this 2 weeks available. And you do a time estimation. After that, they delivered such a beautiful example. Here you can see as a table format also available. For functional testing, test plan preparation, non-functional testing, how many days, like this, we can use a template from ChatGPT. By using this, we team did a good time estimation for this release. Here manually I did it, but by using ChatGPT these formats, I use table format, and then it will we can create a good time estimation for every releases by using ChatGPT. Time estimation. Those are the main things I need to cover from my end, and then I will